Yeah. I welcome the high-level delegation and I wish all of us a very fruitful, constructive dialogue here in Geneva. Temporary special measures such as quota system has been put in place to achieve substantive equality between women and men, in particular with reference to the representation of women in parliament and local governments, on the boards of state-owned enterprises, major public bodies and public financial and economic institutions. The Electoral Act stipulates that political parties will have their state funding reduced by 50% if they fail to field at least 40% female candidates and 40% male candidates in the 2024 general elections and in the future elections, as we heard in the opening statement. This marks an increase from the previous elections where the required quotas were set at 30% for each gender. As our UN CEDAW committee adopted last year the General Recommendation 14, what we underline parity in decision-making, then it seems to us that increase of 40% female candidates in the candidates list for a country like Ireland is definitely too modest. How could one achieve parity if there is not 50-50 requirement targeted in the electoral list? Our constructive dialogue in 2017 ended up with a committee call on Ireland to adopt temporary special measures, including legislative quotas, to accelerate the participation of minority and traveller women in political and public life. Despite this, efforts to implement gender quotas have not yet produced meaningful representation for traveller women. One traveller woman in the Senate is good but not sufficient. The state party can be proud of as a major milestone was achieved in the state party, as women now represent 40% of board members within the ISAC 20 companies. This marks a notable achievement in gender representation at the highest level of corporate governance. Although overall representation has improved, this increase has largely been due to the appointment of non-executive directors, with little change in the appointment of executive directors. At 11% female, the level of executive directors has remained stagnant year on year across all listed companies. The reality remains that no one of these companies have a female CEO, highlighting the need for further strides to a gender balance in executive leadership, as the state party's NHRA stated in the beginning of our dialogue. I have a few questions. One, first, what measures is the state party taking to support and monitor the implementation of a plan for organizations to achieve 40% plus female representation on boards and leadership teams? Two, the state party has legislative quotas only for election to lower house. Is there foreseen the quota system is widening to local elections? Three, what steps have been taken to increase the traveller and other ethnic minority women's representation in legislative bodies? And finally, what measures are taken to amend the Electoral Act to raise the participation of female candidates in the electoral list to the 50% with the aim to achieve the parity in all levels of governance? I thank you.
Thank you. So sorry.